This is Chew on This with your host, Monique Baker McCormick, and her co-host, Michael Van Tull, powered by the McCormick Report, Detroit's longest-running online community newsletter since 2008.
Welcome to Chew on This. I'm your host, Monique Baker McCormick, and
I'm Michael Van Tull, co-host.
Yes, thank you again for tuning in. We have a very special guest with us today.
Yes, the Dirty Deacon is in the house.
Yes.
Okay. You all may have heard him on the radio in the mornings, on Mason. You could probably have seen him at some of the comedy joints around town. We're glad to have the Dirty Deacon in the house.
What up, though?
Yes, the Dirty Deacon. I'm so glad to have you with us today. And I want to start by, first, we always, at the McCormick Report, or through the McCormick Report, we give information that people can use, that they can chew on, right? And they can digest and share it with others. And so we're going to start with a couple of community events or just information that people can use.
Right.
And if you have anything you want to share, please do. We'll start with your information.
Okay, so I'm the Dirty Deacon. You follow me at Detroit Dirty Deacon. I do shows. I started off doing shows at Starters. We still have shows at Starters. Mm-hmm. So you come to Starters every Friday and Saturday night. They got an 8 o'clock show, just a community space. If you look at some of the local businesses, liquor stores, gas stations, Coney Islands, you'll find some promo tickets for Starters.
Okay.
And the promo ticket is just $20 a person. But if you find these promo tickets in that area, they're 2 for $20. So it's basically like 2 people get in for the price of one.
Nice.
And then stick with the comedy theme. I perform downtown at One Mic Detroit, Mike Epps Comedy Club.
Yes.
It's a lot of people who haven't been there.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that we do is we do promo tickets to, just kind of create a stir, some excitement. So that's what we've been doing since May. That's when we got there. Tony Roney and the Crack Jokers.
You can bring your friends with you. They can have parties down there.
Oh yeah, they got all types.
Everybody can go.
Right. We specifically do comedy shows, so we do 2 shows on Thursday nights, a 7:30 and a 9:30. There's a promo ticket out there that you can get in for free.
That's right.
Okay. You just gotta find the promo tickets.
That's
and
right.
We typically have a show on Friday nights. It's usually an 8 o'clock show. Get some promo tickets for Friday.
Okay.
Then we have a Saturday show. We usually do 2 shows on Saturday, 7:30, 9:30. And again, we got promotional tickets all over the city. Girl found our tickets in Romulus last night.
Wow. So didn't you leave us some tickets?
Yeah, I got some out there. Yeah, I got y'all some
Okay.
Fridays and
All right.
Saturdays.
So if you come by
Come on down to the studio.
to our studio, we're having our launch event on
August 24th.
August 24th.
Sunday.
That's a Sunday. We're just going to have some light refreshments,
Okay.
donuts and coffee.
We'll probably have some tickets.
And tickets,
Oh, you
right?
definitely have some tickets.
We might have some
No. I'll make sure you got tickets.
Okay,
Yeah,
wonderful. So,
when I put my word on it, it's good.
and Dirty Deacon is one of my constituents, so I really, really love him now.
I still live on 7 Mile, y'all. I still live on 7 Mile.
And I still live on 6 Mile.
Okay.
6 Mile, District 6 in the house. Yes.
MVT say, man, I'm out there in the burbs. I'm not going to.
No. I'm in the hood too. So yeah.
He
right
just,
on the edge.
Yep, he just
right on the edge.
started.
I just made it in. Detroit.
Right.
I'm going to leave that one alone.
Exactly.
I don't know how far I can go here.
I know.
I am a little dirty.
Yeah, but two, we have some information about D-WIN. And this is the Detroit Wayne County Integrated Mental Health Agency. And we provide, or through Wayne County anyway, we provide services for children and adults. And in fact, we are, or the Detroit Wayne County Health Authority is, or D-WIN, I'm saying the Health Authority, but it's D-WIN, they're opening a site on 7 Mile right in the district.
It's right down the street from me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if you need mental health resources, you want to reach out to D Win, and we have the phone number here. It's an 800 number you can call for 24-hour crisis services. 1-800-241-4949.
So if my neighbor tripping doing some crazy stuff, I can call this number. Is that?
They help. Yes,
Okay.
That's
They
exactly right.
help. And we've invited them.
Or if I start tripping,
Okay.
you know,
That's
call
what's
them,
up.
tell them to come get me.
Well, I'm a little dirty, so I'm gonna handle that one myself.
Okay.
And we've invited them to our District 6 community meeting on September 8th.
Yeah.
you
So
know,
yes, we do.
yeah.
We have a Getting to Know Wayne County community meeting quarterly, and so that's going to be September 8th
Monday
at
at Developing Kids,
That's
right
right.
on 6 Mile and Telegraph, right there on the corner. They got the like it looks like a lighthouse out front. That's how you can tell.
Oh,
They say, look,
they rebuilt that place.
They did.
multi-million-dollar
Yeah.
rehab over
They
there.
sure did.
But they kept the lighthouse.
They
kept
did,
that
right,
lighthouse
right.
because
That
it's
place been
it's a
vacant
signature.
a
forever.
long
Yeah.
time.
It's
Yes.
I
their
didn't think they
signature.
was gonna ever do anything with that
Yes.
place.
Yes,
And I
they-
was so
they did.
glad
Yeah.
glad to see them redevelop that location right in the community.
That's my spot. I
Yes.
used that little transmission spot across the street when I was in my 20s when that little car broke down.
Okay.
And my man was like, bring it on up here. They used to
You
advertise on
had
Christian
a
radio.
hoopty.
I had a hoopty. Listen,
Didn't
my
we
hoopty,
all?
my
Didn't
hoopty
we
was so
all?
bad. I didn't have forward, and I couldn't afford for them to fix it. So I drove my car in reverse all the way home from that transmission shop right there.
What?
Yeah, I
In
sure did.
reverse.
And we
I drove
just
my
had
car in reverse.
our next guest coming in, and so that's the little activity in the room that's going on.
What up, though, yo?
Hey, Robyn McCoy is in the house. She'll be on right after Dirty Deacon.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes, but she's gonna sit and enjoy the program. Just push your chair back just a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So
Got my own office.
yes, Robyn, attorney, Esquire.
Okay.
Yes.
Put some respect on my name.
Are you the president, Madam President?
I am, oh my God, I am the
And she's going to
corresponding.
be on shortly, but I just wanted her to.
Yes,
just
hello
say-
everyone. I'm Robyn McCoy. I am the corresponding secretary for Black Women Lawyers of Michigan. I'm a past president.
Past president.
I'm the
okay.
vice chair for the international law section for
Okay.
the National Bar Association.
Okay.
Great. Well, we
Thank
look forward
you.
to talking to
Yes,
you.
yes.
Yes, absolutely.
She got a little personal fan in
Yeah. Well, you know,
It
I was
is
gonna take a
warm.
picture.
It's warm.
You
So
know,
I
we just
agree.
heard that. Days,
95
women that got
degrees
to-
and 100% humidity. Welcome to Michigan.
I know. And so one last announcement. I just wanted to make sure you know, because, you know, I'm a veteran of the United States Army, so I always support
Okay.
activities that support our veterans. So on September 27th at Hines Park, we have a 5K walk and run. It is actually at Haggerty Park, which is a Wayne County park. And so I just wanted to give you that information. September 27th is called Heroes on Hines, and it's in Haggerty Park, or at Haggerty Park in Hines. So that's a tongue twister, right?
Yes, come on.
So yes, so join us, join other veterans to participate in that. So
That's
that's
great. My
my
mom's a
announcements for today.
Okay, all right, announcements.
Yes. So, Dirty Deacon,
What up, though?
tell us more about yourself. Where did you grow up? Well, nope, you told us that.
No,
You're
no,
in the
I mean,
area.
well, I got to tell them.
High school,
I still
all
go
of that
through
good
it, yeah.
stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, you
tell
know,
us
my
about
high school's a Meyer now.
Oh,
If I want
Redford.
to
Okay.
visit my old locker, I got to go to the cereal aisle. It's the same combination, though. I just got to pull out all the Rice Krispies. So I was born and raised in Detroit. I'm a 70s baby. I did Detroit Public Schools when it was really Detroit Public Schools in the late 70s and the 80s and all that. I was a fat kid. So I was teased all the time, the dozens and all that stuff. So I really avoided people. I was so happy to play the basketball.
Now you can talk about people.
Oh my
now you
God!
Can, do you make fun of people in the club?
No.
Do you?
Wow.
What about the people that sit? The people that sit right up front in your shows. Do you talk about?
No. We Tony running a crack joke because we're really not. This is not a rehashing of Def Comedy Jam. Right,
Okay.
so we're not gonna cook the audience.
Okay.
Right, we want the audience to be there and come back.
Exactly.
So if I came in a yellow suit,
if you came in anything, I'm gonna roast you all day. You know what I'm saying? You missing side teeth, so there's a lot that I need to talk about with you right now. So I'm born and raised in the city. Played the background. Was happy to play the background. Was able to be successful. I was married. I've been married a couple times, and I got 5 kids right out here. So I'm a typical brother. Marriages, a lot of kids. You know what I'm saying?
Baby mamas.
Listen, I only got one baby mama.
Okay.
Well, a couple side chicks. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Just one baby mama.
Wow.
So that's been it. That was my life was Christianity and playing the background. That's what I did. I went to church.
How do you come up with the Dirty Deacon?
Because I could never get it right. I could never get it right. I always end up just a little bit dirty. It didn't matter what I did. I still end up a little bit dirty. Y'all too, because all have sinned and fallen
That's
short.
what I was gonna say.
All have sinned and fallen short.
No one is perfect.
Right. So I fall short. I fall short every day. The difference is I've learned how to forgive myself.
Amen.
Right.
Okay.
And I've learned how to stop beating me up.
That's right.
About stuff that's going on, and the comedy gave me confidence in a way that I didn't have. I've been a successful businessman, and I made a lot of money and lived in the burbs and lived in the city and all that other stuff. But at the end of the day, I really had to learn how to work with people.
Right.
That's probably been the key component. Growing up in the city, don't you turn my mic down.
We can still hear you.
I know. We can hear you.
We're just making some adjustments.
Background noise.
You sensitive and nervous.
I know, man. It's like I'm an entertainer. I'm a creative. I'm sensitive. Erykah Badu. I'm sensitive about my ish. You know what I mean? Like, come on now. So, but I have to learn how to be sensitive too.
Right.
So it's good stuff. So I thoroughly enjoy doing comedy. If I knew what it took to be successful in it, I wouldn't have did it.
Oh.
I know that for sure.
Okay.
I was in Delulu land. I was like, oh man, stand up, I'm gonna get on the stage, I'm gonna tell these jokes. They gonna be rolling in the floor laughing. It's like, yeah, after 1 year they wasn't rolling. After 2 years they wasn't rolling.
You have
It's
had a
hard
bad
work.
night.
Hard work.
Oh my God, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have
What do you do?
avoided bombing. But not for long.
What do you do when you realize that it's not going right? Do you have a backup plan or something?
So what I do is it's based on the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not getting laughs, I'll find one person and I'll make them laugh.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're at a table or something. And so then I'll get the table to laugh. And then I'll go to the next table, and then now that table's laughing, and suddenly I got maybe a third or half the room. It's always going to be somebody saying something, somebody taking an order. You're in restaurants and bars and all that. But yeah, when it all starts falling apart, there's 2 things to do: either get off the stage or figure it out.
That's right. That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
And I think that's like public speaking. You kind of connect with someone in the audience, so you kind of make you feel better, and it relaxes you a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
And it's
I
a whole
see that.
process.
Yeah.
Like, I start with the crowd, so I talk to the crowd. That gives me some level of comfortable. Then I talk about me. I can talk about my life. I grew up in Motown. I grew up in the cool Detroit. I grew up in my parents' car was being towed with the horn honking down the street by the repo man.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
In the hood, like for real.
Right.
I know. I hear you.
So so it's all those dynamics that's going on.
Do you have sometimes when you get a gift from God and something happens and that's you stick with that for the rest of your act for the next 15 minutes.
Yeah, you're talking like comedy gold, right?
Yes.
Can I get
when somebody
gold?
trips or something, or you know.
So the thing about that is you have to acknowledge what's going on. If somebody drops a tray of plates, you can't just keep going.
Right.
You gotta stop
At
and
some
at least
point.
acknowledge. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing back there, Gilligan? Like anything,
Right.
you know, but you at least have to acknowledge that something happened because it distracted them.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And if it distracted them, if I continue talking, they can't hear me. And if you can't hear the comedian, you're not going to laugh.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the bottom line. If you can't hear the comedian, you're just not going to laugh.
So tell us something that you can tell young men out here that you think they should know about life in general to be a better person. Because you came from the hood, so you can talk to
sure.
some of those young men that are really having a difficult time.
That's such a loaded question.
It is.
You know, because you know, I'm a black man. I got 2 sons. One's in his 30s, the other one's in his mid-20s, and there were fundamental things that I had to teach them. Right, and the first thing that I teach them is you can't trust the police. That's the first thing out the gate.
You can't trust
the
what?
police.
I think
I knew what to do when stopped by the police.
That's
What you
right.
saying?
We all have similar conversations
Absolutely.
That's
like
right.
that.
Yeah,
you
for
know.
sure. So from that place, and that's a tricky place to start, but
It
I gotta
is.
protect them.
That's right.
Inherently, we can go into all of these different things that people could be doing to make themselves better or make their lives better. But at the end of the day, I want something. I want something out of this life. And the challenge is that most of us never really know what we want. We know what society tells us that we want. But we never really do that work where we really sit down and say, man, you know, what I really want to get out of this life?
Figure it out.
Right. It took me into my 40s. I had jobs or businesses and careers, and I made money and I raised kids. So I did all that stuff, but that was my purpose. I was a husband and a father. So that's what I wanted out of life. I grew up in Christianity. Christianity says, hey, you should go have kids, right? Multiply and do all that stuff. So I was a husband and a father, and then when she decided that she didn't want to be there no more, right? I was no longer a husband and a father in that way. So I had to learn who I really was. Because I had been given, I had this thing, you know, I love the book of Proverbs. You know, I read Proverbs like my entire life. And it's because it's the book of wisdom, and it always helped me. My son had asked me the other day, he was like, how do you know when something's going to happen? I was like, man, you know, you can read this book. And inside this book, they got all these stories. And there's all these people that was in all these situations, and somehow, some way, they got through the situation. They didn't know how they was going to do it, but they had something, you know, and even though they didn't have Bibles or whatever back then, they had whatever level of belief. So that's what it comes down to is, what do you want?
And figuring
That's
that
what that
out.
is. Yeah, that's what it is. Is what do you want? Because as soon as you can get flat about what you want, the pathway opens up.
And then focus on that.
Right. Well, just walk the pathway. You don't even got to focus. Just get on the path.
I read your bio, and it says that you have performed in churches and religious events. Even though you're called the Dirty Deacon, I'd be scared to call you up. You know,
Because Mike was
ironically,
like,
I get so many gigs like that. They
but you
love
know
my
what?
name.
Mike was like, I don't know, should we call him Dirty Deacon on the show? I'm like,
You can always call him
yes,
Dirty.
that's his name.
I'm dirty.
It's okay.
so they
you
love
know?
you in the churches.
They call, right? They call. So hey, I have a clean show, right? I have a show where I don't swear.
That's what I think that's what I'm trying to say. It's
I did a 25-year anniversary last year. My dad, you know, he had some church, and you know, they came. Me and my son. My son does comedy too. So we both came in.
Really?
We did a little
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty deep guy.
Okay.
Well, we definitely will have to have you back, and
Absolutely.
maybe bring your son too.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
can. Right. We going through something right now. He's 25. I'm 55. So,
I know.
It's a whole thing.
I have 2 adult daughters too, so I get it. I get it. But
And I have a 23-year-old
Yeah.
that runs I mean, he's in charge. So.
Yes, he tried to be in charge. I keep
And he's
telling you.
taller than me and everything.
I don't care. He
You
can't
know.
be in charge of you.
Okay.
No,
okay,
don't
he's
say
not. He's not. And
I disagree.
And I'm gonna make sure and let him know that.
I don't care
as soon as I
how.
get home.
I tell my children, hey, you know that old saying, I brought you in, I will take you out.
And I'm not gonna take the trash out tomorrow. He's taking it out. He
Look at
asked me to
that.
take it out tomorrow.
Look at that.
I'm gonna let him know. Okay.
Let him know,
Put your
Mike.
foot down.
Yes.
Man up, Mike.
Make sure you don't have a flip flop on this time. Put your shoe on.
Okay, cut him.
Oh.
Cut him off. You can cut his mic now.
Well, thank you so much for
Yeah, the
having-
Dirty Deacon.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right.
This is great.
Yes.
I was smiling the whole time, man.
Right.
I'm telling
Shoot,
you.
that's
Yeah.
unusual for you.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all follow me on
Yes.
Instagram
Oh, yeah.
at Detroit Dirty Deacon.
Yes.
Y'all come down. I got these shows downtown one mic.
Yes.
Tony Warren and the Crack Jokers. Just go out and find these tickets.
What day, though? What day and what time?
Yeah, Thursday we 7:30 and 9:30. 2 shows on Thursday. We do one show on Friday at 8:00 show, and then we do 2 shows on Saturday 7:30, 9:30. But we have promo tickets all over the city.
Okay. And how you find the promo tickets?
You got to go in these local businesses, and I do have some
Okay.
black businesses that I specifically support. It's a young lady. She
Great.
owns 2 beauty supply stores. Black girl. I grew up with her. She grew up right down the street from me.
Oh,
She got 2
nice.
beauty supply stores in the city. She got one in
Homegrown.
Highland Park.
Mhm.
She got another one that's in Southfield. Southfield right off Telegraph and Timber. It says beauty supply and that little strip mall. Everybody know that little
Yes.
strip mall.
Okay, I didn't know that was black owned.
Yep, black owned beauty supply. It's a
Wonderful. I gotta
Subway
start
in there.
going,
And
yeah.
there's much stuff in there. And then she got
Gotta
one in
start
Highland
going.
Park too.
Okay.
Oh, we need to know. We can support
Okay.
So
that.
y'all mess with her. Then it's a black owned liquor store down the street from me on 7 Mile, the People's Store.
Yes,
I
I've
leave
been in
tickets
there.
in there. Seven. I
Yes.
think I want to say that's 7 Mile and it might
At
be
Gilchrist?
Strathmore or something, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Not too far from Southfield. That's between Southfield and Greenville.
Right.
But yeah, you come into the People's Store, black owned liquor store, go in there,
That's
do all
right.
your things. They probably got some food in there, but you get you grab you some tickets. So
Right.
get those tickets. Thursday 2 shows, Friday 1 show, Saturday 2 shows. Come on down, Tony Warren and the Crack Jokers. I'm the Dirty Deacon.
Great.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank
This
you
is
so
this
much.
was fun.
Welcome back to Chew on This, Detroit style. And we have a very special guest in the house. And Mike is going to tell you all about Miss Robyn
Yes,
McCoy.
Attorney Robyn
Yes.
McCoy, thank you so much for joining us on the show. A partner at McCoy and Associates and chair of the Black Women Lawyers of Michigan. And you've been an attorney since 2001, criminal defense, family law, educational advocacy, personal injury, vice chair of the National Bar Association on international law, a lot more. We'll talk about it later, but thank you so much for joining us
Well, thank
on
you.
Chew on This Detroit.
Yes, thank you, Monique and Michael. Thank you for having me today. I'm excited. As I mentioned to Michael when we were talking earlier, that I had a radio show on 9:10 a.m. and we were canceled. The Black Talk Radio was canceled.
I
And
know.
So it's nice to. This is kind of like I'm back. I'm back. Hey,
All
y'all.
unfortunately, all at one time. Oh my
One
God.
email. Don't
Yes.
telling us saying, don't come back up in here. Security will escort you out. Like we was gonna just bust up in there. I was like, oh my gosh, what is this? What is this environment?
Well,
oh my
and you know
gosh.
what? And that's one of the reasons that we wanted to start the Chew on This podcast. The McCormick Report over the years have published community information the community can use.
Mhm.
And then when they cut out 910, it's like we lost the connection to the community.
Voice. We
A
lost the
voice, that's
yeah.
right. Your voice and so many others. And so
Right.
we were like, you know what? How about starting a podcast? It took me a while to get here, but now we're here. And I'm so glad you're here, Robyn.
I'm
Tell us-
excited to be here
Yeah.
to support your podcast
Thank
because
you.
you out there, you doing that thing. We've known each other. I don't know. It's been a long time.
I know, a long time. So tell our audience all about you and the advocacy work. You do so much good in our community, you're one of the people that I can truly say make a difference in our world. Not just Detroit, but in the world. So just tell us a little bit about that.
So, yeah, I will be practicing as an attorney. It'll be 24 years in November. And my dad and I have a firm in Ann Arbor. And so I was born and raised in Superior Township, like in Ypsilanti. But I've been working here in Detroit, it's at least 20 years, because I always wanted to be a public defender. I was 14 and I said, I'm gonna help the brothers in the system. And so, when I first got to law school, I was working with my dad, and I was doing some work out in Washington, but Washington, the pace was too slow. And it wasn't, I wanted to see myself. Like, I wanted to see Black people, Black lawyers, Black judges. I wanted to help more of my people. And that's why I came to Detroit. And so I've been doing criminal defense. I've been doing juvenile, educational advocacy. I have a program, What to Do When Stopped by the Police. I go in the high schools and the middle schools talking to kids about what to do when stopped by the police. How to avoid a case. Some people call it that. Sometimes how to not get shot, or try that kind of stuff. So, I did a year at the Legal Aid Defender's Office, and I thought that was going to be my life's career. But then the pay and the morale were both low, and I said, you can't have two. You can't have low pay and low morale. I was like, that's not gonna work. And then I worked for Michigan Children's Law Center. I did that it was 12 and a half years. And so I was working as a lawyer guardian at Lightham. I was going and visiting kids in their homes and residential facilities. I've been all over Detroit, all over Wayne County. And so I did that. And then I was doing delinquency cases with kids. But at the same time, I've been doing indigent defense, representing brothers and sisters in the state courts, doing the felony cases, 36th district, all the district courts in Wayne County, and then at what used to be was Frank Murphy Hall of Justice, doing felony cases, so murder, rape, all of it. And I love the work that I've done. I mean, it can be heavy, it's intense, we weren't doing it for those that do it. We're not doing it to get rich, but you're helping a lot of people. You're having a lot of people look like us that are dealing with poverty issues, substance abuse, mental health issues. And I was doing it up until last year, April 15th of 2024. They put the new billing system in place, which they promised us it was going to improve. And for some of us, it was not improving. A lot of us left. Some people, there are lawyers, there are experts, and there are investigators that are owed money. And some people get paid. I guess some people are saying, some people are saying, oh, people are getting paid because they're favorites. I don't know that I would say
that's the case.
But I just know
that you didn't get paid.
That every time I went in there and I saw a little bit of money, and I'm a workhorse. Judges will ask me, and a lot of my cases have been appointed. I've done retained too, and they say, counselor, is this a retained case? And what I took that to mean is that because I'm working so hard on the case, they think it's a retained. And I'm like, I do the same, but if it's appointed or retained, I work hard because I got to live. I got to go home and sleep at night. In terms of my
you still want to do
situation.
Good, but you still need to get paid. Bottom line, and there's nothing wrong with that. And that's what we're dealing with right now in the Wayne County juvenile court situation. Can you talk a little bit more about the Wayne County case, because they were just at our Ways and Means Committee, and if you could just talk a little bit more about that.
Okay, because you're talking about juvenile,
right? Two different things.
Okay, so because what I have been dealing with as far as advocacy has been with the adults.
Right.
We were at Frank Murphy Hall of Justice, and now we're at the Criminal Justice Center on Russell Street. So it's on the same street as the juvenile court, the Lincoln Hall of Justice. Okay. So for us, we have the Wayne County IDSD. And basically,
IDSD.
Yeah, in the Indigent Defense Department.
Right.
They have it. So you had legislation that came into effect a couple of years ago where they said that they wanted to improve indigent defense in the whole state of Michigan, because they had done some research and they said that there were issues about the quality of representation. They said that we needed more training. I'm good with training. I love training. I've been doing training ever since I've been a lawyer. I go to training, I do trainings, I'm on trainings, I love training. They wanted to make sure that we had better resources with our experts, because before the experts were appointed by the courts and it was subjective as far as the judge, they took that away. So now IDSD has it set up where they have their own experts. That's great. Investigators, we can have our own investigators. Again, they took it away from the judge. They took judges as far as the judges appointing us, because there were some concerns about favoritism with some attorneys, and some attorneys were a game in the system. Those attorneys were dealt with and we're no longer a part of the system. And so some people say it's a good that they separated it from the judges, because then it can be there. There was concerns about potential corruption, and I know some of the judges say, well, we knew who the good lawyers were and we would appoint the good lawyers. So they took that away. I didn't have so much of an issue with that, but with the billing system, they said, okay, we're going to have a better billing system, and all you got to do is just be more on top of your billing. And if you do it this way, you're going to get paid. You're going to get paid more than you got paid before. But the system that we had before that, we got paid every 2 weeks, and we got a reasonable amount. Again, you're not doing it to get rich, but you got something. You can pay your bills, pay your mortgage, utilities, all that. The new system, there are people said they haven't been paid for months.
Yes, that's what they were saying. Now, that's in the juvenile court, too. So I don't know if it's the same system.
It's
pay system.
It's Wayne County IDSD is over at the criminal court. I have been hearing about juvenile. Look, how much time we got?
I know
juvenile,
we don't have a lot of
time.
I was just really
juvenile is a high stinking mess.
Oh, it is.
That's why I don't even do. I work with a pod, and before that I did a little bit of juvenile, but I didn't get paid. And I was like, look, I'm doing this. I'm helping people. I do a lot of pro bono and low bono, but I was like, nope. That's when I decided to do it, not me. Like with
working officially in official
and then they tell us, oh, when you're not getting paid, oh, you know what, oh, that's what savings accounts are for,
right?
Or or if you don't like the system, then you need to go somewhere else where you can get a regular salary.
Well, the lawyers in the meeting today were basically saying that they're not getting paid what other attorneys in other communities like Oakland County are getting paid. They get paid like, I don't know, 3-4 times less than the attorneys in Oakland County for representing our young people. And a lot of the times the parents need attorneys to support their case, because it's really an issue of whether they will go to a juvenile facility or go to an adult facility. So it's a serious matter, and I just want to make sure that our youth are fully represented with the best quality attorneys. And if we're not paying attorneys, just like in your case, you're saying if we're not getting paid, then how can we live? How can we survive? So we need to make sure that it's fair and equitable for all attorneys, especially for our youth.
I don't understand that. Whether you're working in government, you get a paycheck every couple of weeks. Whether it's banking, like I did for 32 years, why can't they just pay you a normal wage?
A range. I think it seems like it's more specific to Wayne County, because I started doing indigent defense for children and adults. I did juvenile in Washtenaw County. We never had a problem with billing. I did criminal indigent defense in Washtenaw. We never had a problem. But it's
just
been
to be
in Wayne.
Clear, what's indigent? What do you mean?
Indigent means
just
somebody
so
that is they're poor. They can't afford a lawyer.
That's right.
And so the issue.
But they can't make you poor too.
Right.
I mean, you're trying to help those who are poor.
Exactly.
Right.
It's unethical. It's unethical for you to represent kids and you're not getting paid, and adults in Wayne County, and it's mostly Black folk here, it's
That's
poor
it.
people too.
That's it.
You know, poor people, poor white people, working class people. How can you? That's why I
Because
ethically.
then it's going to pull you away from helping them because you got to make a decent wage.
But do you
So
think?
you end up
but
having to
do-
go somewhere else.
But do you
Right.
think
Yeah.
that is the point?
That's what some people have said, that it's by
I hope
design.
not.
Because in Washtenaw and Oakland and Macomb,
They have their representation.
They have the
But
representation.
poor little black kids in the
in Wayne
community
County,
in Wayne
is
County
where it's a
are
major black-
underrepresented, and they end up going to an adult facility instead of, getting the help that they need.
Right.
See, that's my concern.
Right.
And so that leads us back to the Wayne County Commission Youth Council. That's one of the reasons that I wanted to see a program like that in Wayne County, because when I was fighting Wayne County, and by the way, I ended up suing them and got my paralegal degree in the process of
Okay.
suing them. This is the issue that we're dealing with in this city, where we have, over the summer, I think they said like 30 youth have been shot. I mean,
This has been a bad summer. I tell
it's
you.
just horrific. But at the same time, we don't want to do what it takes to empower our youth with good things, right? Resources that they can use to just be productive citizens. And so this week, I had to go through hell about a youth council that I built with the budget of my office as a Wayne County Commissioner. I built the Wayne County Youth Council from the ground up. Of
Okay.
course, my colleagues voted at the time for it, and supported it,
Okay.
but most of them never came to one single meeting over the last almost 7 years. But those were the ones complaining about it. You were at the meeting, right?
I was at the meeting, and
Yeah.
I thought, again, I'm there dealing with the indigent issue with the adults, but
Right.
I thought that it was a positive thing. I'm hearing about the youth council, and I'm like, that's what I had texted
It
you. I said,
was.
Monique, what's going on with this youth council?
I know.
I'm here about something else, but I'm a youth advocate, so I'm like,
So
I need to
behind-
find out about what
behind
Monique
my-
is doing.
Right,
you know?
behind my back, the chair of the commission comes back from Philly. We were in Philadelphia together, working on NACO's, which is the National Association of Counties. It's our annual conference. So I became the president of the National Association of Counties Women's Council, and she was running for the vice chair seat for the National Association. I was literally there ringing a bell for her, right?
Okay.
And then she was there for me when I was installed as president, and where I made this major announcement, y'all. I made a major announcement that we were going to start a national county to county youth council modeled after the one in Wayne County, because everyone knew that the program, which in Wayne County is for 10th through 12th graders. We teach them civics, government
Leadership.
checks and balance, leadership.
How to dress, how to speak.
We need
all
that.
of that.
We need more of that in the high schools. We definitely need that.
Exactly. And so this program was doing it was a very successful program. And so 2 days after that trip where she saw me literally go and become the president of the Women's Council and then make this major announcement, I wasn't there, and they knew I was going to be there 2 days later, where she walked on a resolution to kill the youth council.
Right.
Now, why? So, and if you wanted to discuss it, and if I was doing so much wrong, that could have been discussed years ago. So why is it at a meeting you brought it while I was gone and you knew I was going to be gone?
Did you guys have
No.
have you guys sat down to talk about it and talk it out or something?
Over
at
the
that
years.
meeting on last
Exactly.
Thursday, the full board
Exactly,
commission.
because we have a whole dang on Special committee on youth committee. We have a committee to talk all of that through.
Okay.
Everything is supposed to go through the committee first
Okay.
and then go to the full board. But we skipped the special committee and went straight to the full board with the emergency.
I guess what I'm saying is, and
Why?
This is me putting my lawyer mediator
I
hat
know.
on. Did you talk on the phone?
No,
Call her and
I
say,
found
"What's
out.
going on?"
Mike,
I was online and I saw a notice online from Wayne County that said that the commission was disbanded, and then
the youth
commission was
Right.
disbanded, and I called Commissioner McCormick.
That's how I found out. Not a letter, not a note, not a call, not an email saying, "Oh, you did this wrong, you did that wrong. I got problems with you. You know, I don't like the way you look or walk or talk or whatever the issue was." None of that, just gone, just like that.
Okay.
Didn't involve the youth, didn't involve the public, no public discussion, none of that. Just wiped out. So I get back in town and I'm just boggled. I'm like, what the hell? What happened? Well, you know, so I requested a motion to rescind.
Okay.
That was what you walked in on.
Okay.
It was a motion to rescind that first she told me I couldn't have, but then I raised hell about it.
Okay.
And then she said, "Oh, okay, well, I'm gonna let you, have this your motion, read to the record, because that's what I wanted. I wanted all of that shenanigans that went on last Thursday on the record. Because if you had evidence of any wrongdoing, you could have laid that out in a letter, in a phone call, in an email, on Facebook, wherever. You could have laid all of that out. But no, you want to bring six commissioners to jump on one little me in a meeting. And I just really told everybody exactly who they are, to do that. And then to make up stuff along the way. It was really sad, Robyn. And to see the kids caught up in this madness, because
how many kids are involved with the youth council?
It's 19 members right now, but we have a maximum that could go up to 30.
30.
But
and then they're high school. They're
high
different
school,
high schools.
Yep,
in
all over Wayne County. This is a
Okay.
Wayne County, so it was black, it was white, it was Indian, Arab. It was a beautiful thing. We took
Okay.
them to Lansing for Advocacy Day. They went to Wayne State and they taught them how to advocate to legislators.
Okay.
They came up with their own resolutions that talked about the first year it was mental health. The second year it was gun reform. Part of that resolution became law.
Okay.
The safe storage law, where if
Okay.
you leave your weapon laying around and a child gets it and
You
hurts
can
someone,
catch a case.
you catch a case.
And then the most
Well,
recent
that-
time was food insecurity.
And then
too.
food
Yeah.
insecurity.
There's a lack of nutritious foods in our community and lack of supermarkets and all that kind
Right.
of stuff.
And that is what they wrote. They wrote this.
Okay.
Their own legislation that said
Excellent.
this is the issue and we want this done
Okay.
behind it, So these were powerful young people that spoke truth to power.
Okay.
They didn't like that. And so I shared in the McCormick report, because that's where this Chew on This really stems from. Chew on This Detroit comes,
It's the
and it is
video
powered
version of it. Yeah.
powered by the McCormick report. So
Okay.
in the
Which goes up
McCormick
to
report,
over 10,000
residents.
subscribers. Yeah.
So
Okay.
I laid out, this is here, watch the committee meeting where the young people dug into the commissioners.
Okay.
So, now I see why you want to get rid of it, because you don't want young people seeing who you really are and then telling you about it, because they have nothing to lose. Now, adults, they're the ones that are afraid. they scared, right? They don't want to tell the truth. They don't want to look at somebody in the eye and say you wrong. But that's where what we really need in our community is adults doing the right thing and showing kids how to lead. Right. And that's what the youth council was. But we're going to continue the program. Kathy Garrett has committed to working with me on the Wayne County Commission Youth Council, and we're going to continue the work. So if you have a 10th through 12th grader that's interested, please call my office at 313-224-0884. 313-224-0884, because we're going to be ready to do some bigger and better things.
Robyn, one of the most important thing that I've learned from Commissioner McCormick over the years is how to be a fighter, how to be a little bit tougher. That's not something that came naturally to me. And I learned that is something that is very valuable, because if not, in a town like this, your rights can be trampled on, and you have to know how to fight back. And I think that's why she's been reelected over and over again in the district, and is now going through the first of a 4-year term. And this is the commissioner's fourth term. Overwhelmingly voted back in by over 80%. But I also saw 5 or 6 commissioners go after her at the meeting last Thursday. One was to her left.
Is this meeting recorded that we can go see?
It's recorded.
It was, but I think it's been pulled down now because somebody told me today they tried to view it and it's not there anymore.
These are the tricks that they pay.
The comment section is still there, but the actual meeting itself.
They'll have to put it up. If it's not there, they'll have to put it up. That's public information.
Yeah, open meetings.
Yes, Open Meetings Act.
Yeah.
See, and this is the games that they play. Even during that meeting, people said they couldn't get into the meeting when they called. They were trying to call in and give public comments. They couldn't get in. Some issue, so, and literally, you saw it that morning. You went to the website, and what happened?
Well, at first, it just said you can just call this number and you can get in to make a public comment. But then around like 5 or 6 in the morning, it changed and added a passcode. So if you dialed in earlier that night to get the number, you just had the number. So when you called in that morning, you needed a passcode to get in. Right. How did you know that you'll need a passcode?
And why would you need a passcode to get into a public meeting anyway?
I would just say this, in my experience as an activist and advocate, when I find that I have, like, if the Lord gives me something to do and I encounter friction, I try to work with the people that I'm around. Like, I try to, I pitch the idea. If they share the vision, then we will work together. But if we don't share the vision, then I will go and connect with other like-minded people to do what, if the Lord is like, Robyn, I want you to do this. So that's what you got to do sometimes. Sometimes you got to, if the space you're in, if they're not, it's like you have, for this situation, I need to go back, because I was there. I didn't know. I didn't know. Yes. I just was seeing youth, and I'm a youth advocate, and I have a practice that's dedicated to uplifting youth in Wayne County and Washtenaw and in the state of Michigan. So I was texting you. I was like, what's this? And then I saw the press release. When you sent that press release, I said, what is going on? And I was talking to Black women lawyers. I was like, what is going on here? I don't understand, because it saddens me. It's sad. Particularly when I see Black folk fighting with each other, because it's kind of like the Willie Lynch effect. We should not be fighting each other. We should be lifting each other up. Like, for me at the juvenile court, I had started doing educational advocacy. I was doing delinquency and I was doing the neglect work, but we created an educational advocacy unit where we were working with kids that were in the system, but we were also working with kids that were not in the system yet. We were doing preventative work. So if they had disabilities or general ed or special ed issues, we were helping them to avoid the school to prison pipeline. And then the court liked our idea and they made it so all the attorneys had to do it. But for my particular group, they had reduced the funding. And so then I was going to have to go back in the regular courtroom and see the regular, what I usually see, you know, where kids, you know, get caught up in the system.
The damage was done already.
It's all political. It depends. Who's your referee? Who's your prosecutor? Who's your defense attorney? Sometimes you have good results, sometimes not. But it's better if you can do it in the school system before you get to the prison industrial complex or the juvenile court. So I was just like, oh, you know, okay. I was like, God, what's the message? I said, okay, well, it's time for me. I'm out. I'm back. I'm in private practice. And I'm in the process of starting my own nonprofit, and to continue to do the work that I do, the youth advocacy. I have an expungement clinic, so I help people. You know, I can't necessarily do it for free. I give free advice. I don't even tell my legal assistants, but I stop that.
And you do have some announcements you wanted to make.
I do. We're going
to wrap up shortly.
Yes.
Yep,
so ahead. I do have some activities that are coming up. Like we have a meet and greet for Garland Gilchrist, which is going to be at the Eagle Crest, and that's going to be September 7th. And so we wanted to make sure that everybody had an opportunity to come out to this meet and greet. If you want to find out more information about it, you can send me an email, because we do want people to RSVP so we can have a head count. But this is a free event, and my email is robynlegal2019@gmail.com. And so that's going to be at 1:00 at the Eagle Crest. That's in Ypsilanti, the golf club. And then the second thing that I'm doing, again, it's like what I'm hearing from you, because it's like I've been there where you have a vision, and if people don't share your vision, sometimes the Lord is like, it's like the message. Maybe you meant to go to a higher space. You know, I don't know if there's an opening in your district for state rep or state Senate. I don't know. I'm a preacher's grandchild, so I don't know. I could be prophesizing. Who knows?
And Virgie Rollins.
Aunt Virgie.
Yes.
That is my auntie.
Virgie.
So yes, I'm doing the NAACP Legal Redress Committee. We do every year. It's the Crockett Law School, and we'll be doing a panel with law enforcement, state legislature, criminal justice, a community advocate. We're going to be talking about voting matters, and we're going to be talking about the criminal justice the criminal justice system. So the flyer is being put together, and and I have a website, robynlegal.com. So I will make sure to put that.
Just spell that, because I know you spell your name a little bit different.
It's R as in Robin, O as in Oregon, B as in boy, Y as in yellow, N as in Nancy, and then the word legal, LEGAL 2019@gmail.com. And I'm on Instagram, X, Facebook. So everybody knows when I do stuff, I blast it. I just did a panel on dismantling school to prison pipeline with DA Fonnie Willis. We recorded it.
Georgia,
it's on my Robyn Legal YouTube, and so I'm just prepping it, and then I'm gonna blast it to everybody. And then we did a panel on the crisis in Haiti and protecting immigrant rights, because we got 500,000 Haitians right here.
And that was in my notes to bring up to you too. That you know, I know we're getting ready to wrap, but we're living in an era now where our civil rights are under attack
every which
ever.
way.
Right.
And where are we going to get the resources, the attorneys, the money, the people to fight back? Because, you know, it's a travesty what's going on in immigrant communities where families are being broken up. Now, people that have been here 20, 30, 40 years are being arrested by masked ICE officers and taken away. Doesn't that seem wrong?
It is. It is wrong. It is wrong. And I mean, I always go back to when I do my educational programming, is Hosea 4:6. My people perish for lack of knowledge, and knowledge is power. That's why I do educational programming. That's why my staff is on my butt. They're like, you need to get more funding, because you're always out there in those streets, but you know, you got to make sure you can take care of your business and your business. So they I know they right. But yeah. And the thing is, for the people out there, they're like, why do we care about those immigrants? okay, what does a Haitian look like? All of us here look Haitian. When they rolling up on people and they locking them up and they gonna put them in alligator Alcatraz, that could be us too.
That's right.
And the Haitians, you look at Toussaint Louverture, I think part of why there is oppression of the country of Haiti and the Haitian people, it's like the powers that be want to keep them down, is because they did the first liberation of black people
in this hemisphere.
In this hemisphere,
right.
they set the example. It's kind of like, you have
now they're paying. Seems like they're forever paying.
They're
a price
forever
for that.
paying a price
for rising up,
rising up and liberating
and
themselves
truth
from
to
oppression.
Power.
Yes.
Anytime you try to speak truth to power, they want to kill you.
They want to take you out,
knock you out, and assassinate your character. So
right, and that's why I'm here to say what I do is, if I have a negative experience, I write about it, I pray on it, and then when we talk about what are we going to do, we got to come together. We got to come together whether it's the churches, the virtual spaces, we got to come together and lift each other up and understand. Not all your kinfolk, your skin folk is your kinfolk. Right. So you got to get some allies you can trust, but get the black people. We got to, like we did it before. We are a resilient people. We built this country.
And still we rise.
Right. And still we rise. We built it. So for me, I'm just like, I think things are going to get rough, but it's ultimately going to get better as a believer. I got my Black Jesus. I'm going to give y'all some Black Jesus. I got a story. I was baptized Catholic Pentecostal AME. I went to Catholic school. We had the white Jesus, but you come to my house, I got the Black Jesus on the wall. I don't know if y'all seen the book of Clarence.
With the fist up, right?
I'm going to give y'all some Black Jesuses. Before I leave. And my sister and I, we watched Friday, and then Friday they about to rob somebody's house, and the guy's like, oh, white Jesus is watching you. And then so my sister and I have a play on it. We always talk about, I'd be like, Kamara, what's going on? I'd be like, Black Jesus is watching you. And for me, Black Jesus to me, Jesus was black, and he was a radical revolutionary in the streets. Okay, that's how I read it.
That's how he was described in the Bible too. So.
Right,
that's right.
The real Bible, okay, not the Bible they trying to put out there and repackage and brainwash us with. Okay.
Robyn, I what
thoroughly
you're doing now,
enjoyed.
Yes, what you're doing now,
her,
I think you are going to be this great historical civil rights attorney that people are going to. You are, but legendary.
I need help because I have younger people coming to me. So I do want to, I was just at the NBA and I got the President's Award, and then our international law section, we got the section of the year. And so, but I don't do this work to get awards. I do it to help people.
That's right.
Like you're helping people.
That's right.
Like you're helping people. We do it to help people. And it's like, for me, that's what I'm saying. You got to gravitate. You're on a certain plane, Monique. You're on a plane. The other people aren't on the same plane as you. So it's like you got to gravitate towards the people that are like-minded.
Right.
Don't
that's
waste
why
your
I
time.
Called you, girl.
That's what I'm saying. You don't want to waste time, because see, that's what I've had. I've had the Lord will give me visions, and I talk to people, and they're not on the wavelength. I'm like, okay, no, I got to get another group. This group ain't gonna work. Y'all not on the same wavelength as me. Or even clients. I love helping people, clients, or even sometimes dealing with kids, with the parents. It's like I have been through this whole process. It's a collaboration, but you got to understand, I went to law school, and when we come together, I have my homework, you have yours. We come together, we have success. But if you don't, I have some people coming to me like they didn't go to law school, they want to be the lawyer, they want to go in there and they want to cut up and act a fool in court. And I'm like, that's not how you get things done. That's just not the way. And so that's why I've just, They
must want to be a TV star or something. They watch too much TV.
Right.
They cutting up. Right. Yeah, because I'm about solutions.
Yes, and that's what remedies. I'm about too. So we definitely will have to have you back. Yes, because we're here. Right. We're here, right?
You and I on the way.
Yes, we're on the same way. And Mike is too.
Right.
Thank you. I enjoyed the conversation, and I think it's important for our community to have people like you out in front.
Yes.
So, thank you so much, Attorney Robyn McCoy from McCoy and Associates, a partner. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is Chew on This with your host, Monique Baker McCormick, and her co-host, Michael Vanto, powered by the McCormick Report, Detroit's longest running online community newsletter since 2008.